General Jack Harmon stood at the command center window, watching the alien ships darken the sky. They had appeared without warning 3 hours ago. Now they hung over every major city on Earth like massive black knives. "Sir, we've lost contact with the Pacific Fleet," said Lieutenant Rogers, his voice shaking. "All satellites are down. We're blind except for local radar." Harmon nodded, his face hard as stone. At 52, he had seen war in every form, but nothing like this. The screens around him showed panic spreading across the globe. People running. Soldiers preparing for a fight they couldn't win. "Get me the Joint Chiefs," Harmon ordered. "Can't, sir. All long-range communications are jammed. We're using radio relays, but it's slow." The main screen flickered to life. The face that appeared wasn't human. Gray skin stretched over a skull too large for its body. Eyes like black pools. When it spoke, its mouth barely moved. "I am Emperor Zorthax of the Krell Dominion. Your planet has been selected for integration. You have 48 hours to surrender all military assets and prepare your population for processing. Resistance will result in planetary sterilization." The message repeated in every language on Earth. Then the screen went dark. Harmon's mind flashed back to the beach house in San Diego, to Sarah and little Jamie, to the day he came home to find only ashes after the terrorist attack. He had nothing left to lose then. He had nothing left to lose now. "Sir, the President is calling an emergency meeting," Rogers said, handing him a secure tablet. "Some nations are already talking surrender." Harmon took the tablet, but his eyes were fixed on the data scrolling across a smaller screen. Something in the alien transmission. A pattern in the signal. "Get me Dr. Patel from Signal Intelligence," he said. 30 minutes later, Patel confirmed what Harmon suspected. "The transmission contains their ship signatures, General. They're broadcasting on frequencies that match their shield harmonics. It's arrogance. They don't think we can use this." Harmon smiled for the first time that day. "Can we? With the right equipment at the right range? Yes." The emergency meeting was chaos. On screen after screen, world leaders argued. The Russian president wanted to launch nukes. The Chinese premier suggested immediate surrender to save lives. The British prime minister was cut off mid-sentence as their connection failed. "We have no options," the Secretary of Defense said. "Their technology is centuries beyond ours." Harmon stepped forward. "Not true. I have a plan." The room fell silent. "Their emperor is their weakness. Their ships operate on a network centered on the command vessel. Take out Zorthax, and the fleet falls into chaos." "And how do you propose to do that?" the president asked. "A small team, a stealth insertion, and this." Harmon held up a small device Patel had given him, a frequency disruptor tuned to their shields. "You're talking about a suicide mission," the secretary said. Harmon's eyes were cold. "I'm talking about saving Earth. Give me a strike team and I'll end this emperor in 2 seconds." 2 seconds? The president looked skeptical. "That's all I need. 1 second to get in his face, 1 second to pull the trigger." As they argued, the first alien ships began moving into attack position over Washington. Through the window, Harmon could see their weapons charging, green light gathering like artificial lightning. They were out of time. The stealth craft shuddered as it left Earth's atmosphere. Inside, General Harmon gripped the safety harness, watching the blue planet shrink below them. His team sat in tense silence. 4 people against an alien empire. "Approaching debris field," said Alicia Diaz, her fingers dancing across the control panel. At 32, she was the best tech expert in the military. "Their ships destroyed most of our satellites. We'll use the wreckage for cover." Frank Reeves checked his weapons for the 5th time. The former Marine had served with Harmon in 3 wars. "These guns better work on aliens," he muttered. In the back, Colonel Sam Blackwood sat alone. Harmon felt the man's eyes on him but didn't turn around. 5 years ago, Blackwood had left Harmon's team to die in Damascus. Now, they needed each other. "Why him?" Reeves had asked when Harmon selected Blackwood. "Because he speaks their language," Harmon had answered. It wasn't the whole truth. The ship jerked hard to the left. Outside, a massive piece of satellite tumbled past. "Sorry," Diaz said. Manual controls only. If we use computers, they'll detect us. Harmon nodded. How's our disguise holding? So far so good. We're broadcasting alien hull signatures. To them, we look like space junk. The alien mothership filled the view screen. It was enormous, like a city floating in space. Green energy pulsed along its surface. Look at that, Reeves whispered. Must be 5 miles across. Blackwood spoke for the first time. The Krell build their ships around watercores. They're not here for land or resources, they want our oceans. How do you know that? Diaz asked. Blackwood smiled but didn't answer. Harmon remembered the classified mission 8 years ago. First contact. Blackwood had been there too. Something had happened. Something that wasn't in any report. We're approaching their hull, Diaz said. I've found what looks like a maintenance hatch. If I'm reading this right, it cycles every 7 minutes. Take us in, Harmon ordered. The ship slipped through the opening just as it began to close. They landed in a vast hangar filled with smaller alien craft. No alarms sounded. Suits on, Harmon said. Remember, we have 12 hours before Earth's deadline. They moved through the ship's corridors, following Diaz's scanner. The walls pulsed with the same green energy they'd seen outside. Twice they froze as alien patrols passed, their bodies tall and thin, moving with strange grace. The central chamber is 3 levels up, Diaz whispered. That's where the signal is coming from. They found a lift tube and stepped inside. As it rose, Blackwood moved closer to Harmon. You know this is a trap, he said quietly. Keep your friends close, Harmon replied, and your enemies closer. Blackwood finished with a cold smile. The lift stopped. The doors opened to reveal a massive chamber. In the center, a column of water rose from floor to ceiling, glowing with intense blue light. It's beautiful, Diaz said, stepping forward to scan it. Alarms blared suddenly. Red lights flashed along the walls. They've detected us, Reeves shouted, raising his weapon. Alien guards poured into the chamber from all sides. Harmon and Reeves fired, their special rounds cutting through alien armor. Blackwood disappeared in the chaos. This way, Harmon shouted, pointing to a side passage. As they ran, Diaz screamed. Harmon turned to see her lifted into the air by an invisible force. She struggled, then went limp as she was pulled into a dark opening in the ceiling. Alicia, Reeves yelled, firing upward. Harmon grabbed his arm. We can't help her now. The mission comes first. Reeves stared at him with hatred and shock. She's one of us. And Earth is counting on us, Harmon said. We move on. They ran through the corridor until they reached a massive door. It slid open as they approached. Inside was a throne room, and on the throne sat a figure in shadow. Welcome, General Harmon, said a voice that was hauntingly familiar. It's been a long time, son. Harmon's gun fell to his side. The figure on the throne stepped into the light. The face was older, changed, with gray skin that seemed to shimmer. But the eyes were the same. William Harmon. His father. Dad? The word felt strange in his mouth. You died, 20 years ago. William smiled. His teeth were too white, too perfect. I was taken. Chosen. The Krell found me worthy. Reeves raised his weapon, but Harmon pushed it down. What happened to you? I evolved. William spread his arms. His fingers were longer than they should be, with an extra joint. The Krell showed me what humanity could become, what we should become. The throne room doors slammed shut behind them. Alien guards surrounded them, weapons ready. Where's Diaz? Harmon demanded. Being improved, William said. Like I was. The Krell don't destroy, Jack. They elevate. Reeves spat on the floor. You look pretty destroyed to me. William's face hardened. Humans are primitive, wasteful. The Krell have watched Earth for 10,000 years. They seeded the oceans, made them perfect for energy conversion. Now the harvest begins. Harvest? Harmon asked. Earth's water. Converted, it powers our ships, our worlds. What remains of humanity will serve as I serve. A side door opened. Blackwood walked in, flanked by alien guards. He bowed to William. The Earth forces are mobilizing, Emperor. They plan a desperate attack. Harmon felt cold rage build inside him. You betrayed us. Again. Blackwood smiled. I've been working for Emperor William since first contact. Who do you think helped the Krell plan their invasion? William stood from his throne. Up close, Harmon could see the implants at his father's temples, the way his skin seemed to pulse with the same green energy that ran through the ship. Take the soldier to processing, William ordered, pointing at Reeves. Alien guards grabbed Reeves. He fought, managing to kill 2 before they overwhelmed him. They dragged him away, still fighting. You always were stubborn, William said to Harmon, like your mother. You remember her? Parts. William touched the implants at his temples. The connection changes you. We share thoughts, memories. The Krell are never alone. A hive mind, Harmon said, understanding now. That's why their ships move in perfect sync. William nodded. And why we will win. Humanity stands alone, divided, weak. He walked to a large window. Below, Earth hung in space, beautiful and blue. I can save you, Jack. When the purification is complete, I will need human generals to manage the survivors. Join me. Become more than human. Harmon stepped closer to his father. His hand slipped into his pocket, feeling the small device Dr. Patel had given him, the neural disruptor. And if I refuse? Then you die with the rest. William turned, his eyes suddenly sad. I don't want that, son. For a moment, Harmon saw his real father in those eyes, the man who had taught him to fish, to fight, to never give up. I understand now, Harmon said slowly. I'll join you. William smiled and embraced him. Harmon hugged his father back, pressing the small device against William's neck. His finger found the activation switch. I'm sorry, he whispered. But before he could press it, William pulled back. His eyes were cold again. Did you think I wouldn't scan you? He held up Harmon's neural disruptor. Your plan was clever, but the Krell see everything. Alarms blared throughout the ship. William smiled. Your Earth forces have begun their attack. Come, watch them die. Harmon watched Earth's ships attack the alien fleet. Tiny points of light against the massive Krell vessels. Brave, hopeless. They fight well, William said, standing beside him at the viewing window. But they will all die. Harmon said nothing. His mind raced. The neural disruptor was gone, but he had memorized its frequency pattern. If he could reach the ship's communication system, take him to my private chambers, William ordered the guards. I want to show my son what the future holds. They marched Harmon through long corridors. The ship shuddered occasionally as Earth weapons found their mark. Not enough to cause damage, just enough to annoy the giants. In a distant part of the ship, Reeves woke up strapped to a metal table. The room was dark except for harsh lights above him. Strange machines hummed nearby. Stay still, a voice whispered. They'll hear us. Reeves turned his head. Diaz was there, cutting his restraints with a small laser tool. How did you escape? He asked as she freed his hands. I didn't. They were done with me. She pulled back her sleeve. Metal implants lined her arm. They started the conversion process. Reeves stared at her. Are you still you? For now? She freed his legs. But I can hear them, their thoughts, their plans. They're going to drain Earth's oceans and kill everyone who resists. Reeves stood up, looking for weapons. We need to find Harmon. First, we need to broadcast the disruptor frequency. Diaz pointed to a control panel across the room. I can access their network from there. In William's private chambers, Harmon studied his surroundings. The room was a strange mix of alien technology and human items. Books, a chess set, photos. Harmon picked up one frame. It showed his family. William, his mother, himself as a child. Before everything went wrong. I kept a few memories, William said, entering the room. Anchors to my past self. Do the Krell know you have these? The Emperor keeps his own counsel. William touched the photo gently. Part of me remembers loving you, your mother, Earth. Then why help destroy it? Evolution requires sacrifice. William set down the photo. The Krell found me dying in space. My shuttle was damaged. They rebuilt me, showed me the universe. Humans are children playing in the dirt compared to what we could become. Harmon moved closer to a control panel on the wall. By giving up our humanity? By transcending it? William's eyes flashed with green light. The neural network connects all Krell. No secrets, no lies, no war between ourselves. Just war against everyone else. William smiled. The strong survive. On the other side of the ship, Diaz worked frantically at the control panel. Reeves stood guard at the door. Someone's coming, he whispered. The door slid open. Blackwood walked in, weapon raised. Step away from the console, he ordered. Reeves charged him. They fought, crashing into equipment. Blackwood was stronger, faster. He pinned Reeves to the floor, gun against his head. The Krell are the future, Blackwood said. Why fight it? Because I'm human, Reeves spat. Diaz grabbed a metal rod and swung it at Blackwood's head. He turned, firing. The shot hit her in the chest. She fell. Reeves used the distraction to knock the gun away. They struggled. Blackwood pulled a knife. You don't understand, Blackwood gasped as they fought. I had to join them. It was the only way to find their weakness. What? Reeves froze. Blackwood used the moment to stab him in the shoulder. Reeves yelled in pain. I'm a triple agent, you idiot, Blackwood hissed. Working for Earth the whole time. Diaz crawled toward the console, leaving a trail of blood. The frequency, she gasped. Need to broadcast it. Blackwood looked at her, then at Reeves. She's right. The frequency will disrupt their neural network. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small data chip. This has the command codes. Harmon needs this. Blackwood pressed the chip into Reeves's hand. Then he collapsed, blood spreading across his chest from a wound Reeves hadn't seen. Find Harmon, Blackwood whispered. Save Earth. His eyes closed. He didn't move again. Alarms blared throughout the mothership. Red emergency lights flashed in every corridor. Harmon knew something had happened. His team was still fighting. Your friends are persistent, William said, checking a display on his wrist. His face changed, showing real concern. They've reached a broadcast terminal. Harmon smiled. Never bet against humans. William's body suddenly stiffened. He grabbed his head, face twisted in pain. What is this? Across the ship, Diaz had managed to input the frequency pattern into the alien network. The neural disruptor signal was spreading. It's working, she whispered to Reeves, who held pressure on his shoulder wound. But it's not strong enough. We need to amplify it from the main control room. Reeves helped her stand. Can you walk? She nodded, though her face was pale from blood loss. We need to find Harmon. In William's chambers, the Emperor fell to his knees. Green light flickered erratically at his temples. What have you done? He gasped. Disrupted your neural network, Harmon said, moving to the control panel. Even emperors have weaknesses. William lunged at him with inhuman speed. They crashed into the wall. William's hands closed around Harmon's throat. I offered you everything, William snarled. His face shifted between human and alien features as the implants malfunctioned. Harmon broke free and struck back. Father and son fought as the ship shuddered around them. Outside, the alien fleet was falling into disarray as the disruption spread. You were a good father once, Harmon said, blocking a punch. Before they took you. William hesitated. In that moment of weakness, Harmon connected with a hard right hook. William stumbled back. The chamber door burst open. Reeves and Diaz staggered in. Harmon? Reeves tossed him the data chip. Blackwood's dead. He was on our side all along. This will amplify the signal. Harmon caught the chip. William recovered and charged again, but Reeves intercepted him. They crashed into the control panel. Get to the main control room, Reeves shouted as he struggled with William. We'll hold him here. Harmon looked at Diaz. Her implants were glowing like William's. Are you still with us? She nodded, fighting visible pain. For now. But hurry. Harmon ran. The ship's corridors were chaos. Alien crew members stumbled about, disoriented by the disruption to their shared consciousness. Some fought each other in confusion. He found the main control room unguarded. Inside, a massive crystal sphere pulsed with energy, the heart of the neural network. Harmon inserted the data chip into the control panel. The disruption frequency amplified instantly. Throughout the ship, aliens fell to the ground, screaming. The mothership began to shake violently. Systems failed. Explosions echoed through distant sections. Harmon ran back toward William's chambers. He found Reeves unconscious and Diaz leaning against the wall, her implants now dark. "Where's William?" Harmon asked. "Escape pod bay," she said weakly. "The ship is breaking apart." They carried Reeves through collapsing corridors. Twice they had to find alternate routes as sections decompressed into space. They reached the pod bay to find William waiting by the last functioning escape pod. "The ship will explode in minutes," William said. His voice was different now, more human. "There's room for 3. "Why help us?" Harmon asked. William's eyes were clear. The green light was gone. "The connection is broken. I remember who I was, who you are. My son." The ship lurched violently. A support beam crashed down, pinning William's legs. "Go," he said through gritted teeth. "I've programmed the pod for Earth." "I can't leave you," Harmon said. William smiled, a real smile. "You already saved me, Jack. Now save Earth." Harmon helped Reeves and Diaz into the pod. He looked back at his father one last time. "I'm proud of you, son," William said. The pod launched. Behind them, the mothership erupted in a massive explosion. The alien fleet, leaderless and disconnected, fell into chaos. Earth's forces seized the moment, launching a coordinated attack. Ship after ship fell. In the small pod heading home, Harmon watched the battle through the viewport. Humanity would survive. They would rebuild. And with the alien technology, they would recover. They would reach the stars stronger than before. 2 seconds, he whispered, just like I promised.